we're going to get an encounter summary detailing who the patient was, when the visit took place, who the provider was, any diagnoses codes that were assessed, the procedure codes that were performed, and the quality measures along with the diagnosis pointer and the response to that quality measure. We can print this information by using the print button. We can also use the print button to save an electronic copy. If we want to print a paper copy and put it with the patient's chart, we can. If we want to print an electronic copy and upload it into the patient's electronic chart, we can do that as well. Now we can use the Open New Encounter button to return to the first step of the PQRI wizard and enter our next encounter. But what I'd like to show now are the real-time feedback reports. Going to my Reports menu, I can select Quality Measures Compliance. We are now looking at our 30-patient sample report, and what we are seeing is the encounter we just created is our first encounter as we work to achieve the goal of 30 patient encounters for the diabetes group. If we look at our e-prescribing report, we're going to see that that same encounter is our first encounter as we work towards 25 Medicare Part B patient encounters where we used our e-prescribing system. What I'd like to do now is return to our account settings and turn off the diabetes group. Instead, I want to pick individual quality measures. Let's pretend we're an ophthalmologist and we want to opt into those quality measures that are related to our practice. 12, 14, 18, 19, 140, and 141. Coming back to the top, they're highlighted in blue. I know that they're turned on. I can go straight into a new encounter. Here I'm going to pick my patient, save and continue, put in my date of service, and remember, we can retrospectively enter, so maybe this one took place on the 10th. Check off it was a Medicare Part B, save and continue, and what we're going to see now is the CPTs and ICD-9 codes presented are those relevant for the e-prescribing program as well as the ophthalmology quality measures that we selected. Let's go ahead and pick our office visit, and let's click in this diabetic retinopathy code and click Save and Continue. Our rule-based engine runs, and what we're going to be presented with quality measures 18, 19, and our e-prescribing. Now, even though we have 12 and 14, 18, 19, 140, and 141, we are only presented with 18 and 19 because the CPT code for diabetic retinopathy only triggered 18 and 19. It did not trigger the glaucoma quality measures, nor did it trigger the macular degeneration quality measures. Again, we can answer these quality measures by quickly clicking in our response to the quality measure. And here's our e-prescribing. In this case, we didn't have to generate any e-prescriptions, so let's go ahead and use the NC response. We'll see each one minimized with the green responses, green check marks, and we can finish the encounter. Again, we have our encounter summary, and we can just click Open a New Encounter and return to our starting point in the PQRI wizard. Coming to my reports and looking at my quality measure compliance report, what I'm going to see now is my 80% of individual compliance report. I'm going to see that for quality measure 18, I've had one eligible encounter. I reported that one encounter. I am at 100% reporting. The same is true for quality measure 19. One eligible, one reported, 100% reporting ratio. It's this reporting ratio that we are trying to keep at or above 80% in order to keep compliant with the PQRI guidelines. The final report we may be interested in is our quality measure summary report. What we can do here is look and see how we've answered every quality measure so far. Opening my advanced search, Let's say I want to look at those quality measures that have retinopathy in the name. I'm going to see here quality measures 18 and 19, and for each one I responded that I met the performance of that quality measure. Use my home button and I can return to my home page. This concludes our demonstration where we've registered, we've done the one-time setup of selecting quality measures to report and a patient import. We then created new encounters, responded to the quality measures, ended those encounters, went to our reports, and checked our compliance report.